What up, yo?
Hey there, Sir Pineapples.
Hello.
Hello. How you doing?
Hi. I'm fine, thank you. How are you today?
Doing well. Thank you for asking. Um, hey,
Oh, you're
just to
welcome.
be forward, we're vegan activists looking to have some outreach conversations with people who aren't vegan. Are you open to this, or would you rather not?
Wait, sorry, can you repeat that? Irish people who aren't vegan?
No, no, outreach
Is that what I
people.
heard?
Outreach. Outreach. I mean,
Oh,
unless you're an Irish person who isn't vegan, which also works, right? I'll outreach to you as well, but Um, yeah, would you be open for that sort of conversation, or would you pass?
very sure. I'd love to hear what you.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, it's more so.
I mean, I'm not a vegan personally, but
Wait, you are a vegan person, or
no, 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 I'm not a vegan
you're
personally.
not? Not okay. So, I mean,
Not.
I'm more so curious as to what you have to say. What I have to say, I don't think is very significant in the sense that like I don't have a lot to say. I think animals have inherent value, such that they have a value um, in regards to their life, right? That they seem to be aware of and be attached to, and as a result, want to continue their lives, and as a result, seek out well-being as opposed to suffering. So, as human beings, given that we don't need animals to survive um, or for any other purpose, we shouldn't exploit them, use them as a means to an end, or lastly, consume them in the vegan context. What do you think of this?
That was a bit much to process, but
Sure.
I'm I'm a farmer,
Oh, okay.
so we have kettle and everything.
Mhm.
Yeah, I love animals. They're pretty cool. They're chill. Yeah.
That's good.
Sorry, I'm
So
sorry.
if I
I don't
say
know.
it's wrong to kill animals for the sake of consuming their bodies, how do you respond to that, or what are your thoughts on that?
I think it's a pretty valid opinion, but I respectfully have to disagree with that because uh, I farm. Sorry.
Yeah, I mean, and not to say that that's interesting. Um, are you saying because you farm that you're forced to disagree with that, or is there like I'm not sure.
I mean, I
I'm trying to
guess
understand the reasoning other
it's like one
than the
of.
fact that it's your job, right?
I mean, it's a farm. It's like a family business. We've been doing this for centuries, and we take very good care of our animals. They live pretty happy lives, you know. Cows. They've got best friends. And there's. I mean, of course, we do sell them, but we're not the ones that kill them.
Yeah. And can I guess like I don't want to make any assumptions. Could you actually tell me more about the situation? So, if you sell them at the end of their lives, are they like dairy farms then, or excuse me, dairy cows or something, or like what are what
Yeah, we milk them.
okay.
I've milked cows.
Yeah, okay. And so at the end of their lives, like what is that looking like? A few years or something, or um
And they get to live a few years.
okay. So a few years where like what the entire time they're necessarily like pregnant, right, or being made to be pregnant, presumably through artificial insemination, or do you guys do uh something different?
I don't really know the details. I'm too young to
Oh,
do the
oh,
farming myself, but it's a family business.
okay. So I think I can kind of get to my point and have you understand where I'm coming from, right? So like this conversation doesn't have to conclude in you like rejecting your family business, um, like undermining, your means of like making a living, or like turning around and ridiculing your own lifestyle as a result of what I have to say.
I understand. It's okay. It's
Well, so it seems to be the case that you are saying something to the effect of, like, because this is my job or because this is my family's livelihood, that I couldn't affirm something like, if I was to say, killing and eating animals is wrong. I am saying now that I think despite this being your livelihood, that you should be able to, like you said, consider this to be a valid idea, agree to it, and live in accordance with it.
yeah. Sorry.
And if you just listen, I have
Could
no
you?
issues with you disagreeing with me. Okay, so if you disagree with me, just let me know and we can reason further from there. But I need to be able to understand where you're coming from as well.
I mean, I used to be pretty sad myself that when I was young, that seeing my grandfather sell these animals so that they would get slaughtered, but they do live pretty happily, although they do, you know, get slaughtered eventually. But it's pretty painless.
Yeah, I mean, I
And
have
I know it's not really morally right, but
that's fine. I guess I'd say consider the fact that whilst it's important that they do get to live a life, but it's also important to consider that, like, we are giving them, let's say, like, I don't know, maybe like a couple of years to like 5, 10 years or something. I don't know how long your cows live.
I
Of
don't know. Cow lives 20 years.
Right. I understand like their actual like natural lifespan. It's just that in these sorts of circumstances, they're not allowed to live their entire life. So
No, not
it's
really.
excuse me, not really. What do you mean? What's the average?
Mhm.
Can you tell me the average
Like,
lifespan of a cow on a factory farm?
I'd say, naturally they could live about 20 years. We do have a cow outside called
I
Casey. She's older than
I
me,
don't disagree with that, by
and
the way. I know that cows can live for that long. But sorry, we're getting a little bit
yeah,
this is
but
besides the point. Excuse me.
a fairly short, like how old they are when they're slaughtered. A fairly probably a bit young cow or cattle. It could be around 4 to 5 years.
I'm particularly concerned with
That's
the average age that your cows on your farm are sold at.
I don't know. That's like I don't really exactly know, but it's like 5 years,
Yeah,
sort
so
of.
5 to 10, like I said. Okay, great. So you have to consider that like it is amazing that they get to experience some life, but you're allowing them
Mhm.
to experience this with this idea in mind that at the end of these 5 years, right, we're going to take away the capacity that we are now saying they deserve and is so great. We're saying, oh, you deserve to have a great life. You will have a great life. You'll have best friends. We're going to take good care of you. But at the end of these 5 years, that's it. That's as much of this that you get to experience. We're going to take it away for the sake of making money for the family business. And then secondly, when you say like it's not painful, like, what kind of just so that I understand again, how do you how are these cows that you're selling on your farm, how are they killed exactly?
Well, I don't. Let's see. I haven't seen it
Yeah, and
because it
that's fair.
happens at
I understand.
privately financed business. We don't really. But I remember I
I
asked my grandfather once,
mhm.
and although I've only asked once, and it was a very long time ago. I believe I don't quite remember. I just remember he said it's on. I was so young, so he just said it's painless, and actually I don't know.
Unfortunate. Well,
I
I
don't.
can tell you the standards, right? So cows are bolt gunned in the head. Do you know what a bolt gun is?
I don't. I don't think they use guns on our cows.
No. Not like a firearm. It's a bolt gun. Um, it's a tool. Frivolous, do you know how to explain this the best way possible? Or otherwise, I can give it a go.
Uh,
I'll give it a go. So it's a tool. On one
Go ahead,
end,
yeah.
it has some sort of like CO2 canister or gas mechanism, and then it has a metal rod. And then they take this tool and they put it somewhere on the head of a cow, and then they shoot it. The rod gets shot into the cow's head, and then it retracts, right? And so the purpose of this is it's supposed to either knock them unconscious or disorient them such that when after they're bolt gunned, their throats are slit, that they don't experience any pain. But two issues arise. When you bolt gun a cow and you're a human being working in a stressful situation with a huge, like 1,000+ pound animal that's writhing around, you're likely to miss, and that is an issue that is prevalent in these industries. So it's a chance that when you sell a cow, and it's supposed to be painless, that somebody could butcher the process and harm this individual who you've given a great life, who you say deserves a great life, who you love, who has best friends, that you would never harm, but you're selling it to somebody who may do that on your behalf. The other issue is that it doesn't even oftentimes work and result in them becoming unconscious, and it doesn't prevent them from it being painful, right? And what happens is while they're having their throat slit, you see this individual react, right? They start like, just like, they start freaking out. They start like writhing, throwing their necks back and forth, just gushing blood. And like, as if your grandpa looks at this and says that's painless, like that's one thing, but I disagree. And that would be the sort of impasse that I would reach with somebody like that. That is not painless, despite what you're being told. That is painful, cruel, and torturous, even.
I do love my cows, so I've never really liked to think about what happens to them after they're gone.
And I'm sorry, man. I know
I didn't really know about
this
bolt.
is really painful. I think your cows deserve you thinking about this. What do you think?
I mean, yeah.
Can we watch
I
a
hope
video
they.
together of the bolt gunning practice so that you understand what I'm referring to exactly?
Yeah, of
And
course.
okay, I'll pull up a video, and I'd really appreciate it if we watched it together. I just
No,
I
I
just
don't
want you
mind.
to understand, like, this is not like, one, I have humility, and I don't think that I explain things the best way possible. Like, this stuff isn't like, I'm not a farmer, and two, like, I just want you to like know that this is stuff is like standard industry practice and not like rare. It's not something that you're gonna find now and then. This is what you're always gonna find.
Just do keep in mind we're farmers, not butchers.
And I understand that there's no issue with that. Again,
Or
and
we-
I don't think I've accused anything about or ridiculed anything about farming. It's the fact that it's possible for you to sell your animals to individuals who are butchers who will harm them, right? And if anything, prescription wise, that I would say is that, as like in terms of your business, like assure presumably that like there's such thing as ethical slaughter that you're contributing to when you sell these individuals, right? And so like all I would say right now, given what I know about your situation, is that you ought to think about this more. Your animals deserve you thinking about this more, and you ought to know exactly what happens to them once they're sold. Do you think that's fair? Do you think I'm being ridiculous or ridiculing you?
I
Or
don't think it's
okay.
ridiculous at
And,
all.
and so I don't have any
Uh,
issues with
I
I don't have any issues with I don't have any issues with like you being a farmer then. So I hope that that isn't where we're at.
Oh, it's okay. No, I understand your viewpoint. So we're mainly dairy farmers. So
Yeah.
never selling of animals doesn't happen that often.
Let's
So I
I think
understand.
this is a decent video here, or it looks like it anyway. I think it gets more into bolt gunning, probably like scientifically, and in terms of how effective it is, more than the animal and farm side of things, if I had to guess. But I think it'd be an okay video to watch together nonetheless. So if you would pop into the YouTube activity, guys, we can watch this video together and jump around in it. I don't think we need to watch an entire like 10-minute video or anything, but we'll see. Maybe it's really good. All right, I'm gonna mute. If you guys would mute too, that would be amazing, just so that yeah, I want to be able to hear
Oh
the
yeah.
actual video. Thank you.
Personalized to your needs. Brilliant has thousands of lessons from foundational and advanced maths to AI, data science, neural network. They even add new lessons every month, so you're always up to date. And if you're like me and want to dive deeper into how technology works, then you have to check out Brilliant's recently released course on the subject. It's packed with easy to understand explanations and interactive exercises
Sir
to help you
Pineapples,
understand
can you
everything,
ju-
from the
can you
basics of
skip
how
past
circuits
that?
work
You're the
to
host
how
of
the internet
the
works.
Watch
What I love
Party.
about Brilliant
Oh
is
yeah,
how
I
it
didn't.
focuses
Am
on
I?
outcomes
Yes,
for
you
learners.
are.
It's
How do
not just
I?
about learning, it's what learning does
If you
for
hover
you
over the
or how it
video
makes you
into
feel.
the I'm sorry, you're speaking a bit fast. Could you say that one last time?
I said it was alright.
Oh, it was alright. Yeah, yeah, yeah. It was a decent video. Um, yeah, I mean, I assume if that's what happened to your cows, you wouldn't consider that to be a moral thing, right?
I don't suppose I would.
Okay, and that's fine. So, and I like, I don't really, I'm not too concerned with like what you do with your cows, like in terms of your business or not. I know that's out of your control. In terms of like what you contribute to yourself, in terms of your personal lifestyle, um, right now you consume animals. Do you think that you shouldn't, given that this is what would result in you demanding animal products?
I don't eat.
Huh? You don't eat animals or
We
yeah.
fish.
That's it?
I don't eat cows or pigs.
Chicken
I mean,
and
yeah, we have
fish?
fish. Chicken. Yeah, fish. We fish quite a lot.
No
We have
chicken
a.
though?
You see, I live at a. I mean, I don't know. Sometimes
Okay.
maybe
So
a chicken nugget here and there,
and
but
that's fine. Like it's not I'm not trying to like catch you out or anything. It's just I want to understand what animals you are willing to eat. So chicken and fish. What else?
um, I've eaten octopus before. Sorry,
Okay, but mainly
we
chicken and
eat. I
fish.
eat. Is it,
Yo, what about eggs and milk? Would
we
you?
since we're a farm, we also.
Oh, milk obviously.
I mean,
You're a dairy
unfortunately, we
farm.
have a lot of milk,
Yeah, yeah, dairy farm.
very much
And then
every day.
eggs.
Yeah, we've got a few
So
chickens too.
dairy, I think, is going to be hard to convince you of. Like you're probably comfortable with the processes of your own like
That's
farm.
like it's my life.
Yeah, like what I'm saying is
We do have.
I wouldn't try and convince you of that otherwise. But like the chicken that you eat and the eggs that you eat and the fish that you eat,
I don't eat chicken.
well, a chicken
I
nugget
mean,
here and
sometimes.
there. To be
Uh,
fair, is eating chicken in my view,
yeah, but
right?
that's like
Like,
it's not our
cause like
chickens though.
I don't like eat like a human leg once a year or something, right? Like it's just I either do or I
Fair enough.
don't, in virtue of it being immoral, right? So with those, okay, so let's say you don't eat chicken, but you eat eggs, probably like pretty daily,
Yeah,
weekly, something like that.
well, pretty fresh. You know, sometimes in the morning,
And
go
then
out to the,
with fish,
just
so with
pick
other
up
animals,
eggs.
like you think it's wrong to bulk gun a cow in the head. Tell me if you agree, because cows have lives that they value, because like their lives are inherently valuable, um, because they can feel pain and they don't deserve to. Something to this effect. Is that what you believe?
Well, I think it's a great shame, but can't really do anything about it.
Yeah, but are you saying? I understand that much. Would you say what I just characterized those two things is that what you value when you're making this consideration? Are you considering those two things? That cows' lives are
The life
inherently
of a cow.
valuable and that they don't want to experience pain? Or are you considering something different?
I do. I don't want them to feel pain, but I don't. It's not much I can do about it.
No, I'm
Uh,
speaking more in principle, right? I'm sorry that
I mean,
uh,
principle, yeah, I think
yeah,
it's very wrong.
yeah, in principle you would say that they just like we shouldn't kill them for food, right? In principle. Or at least in that manner specifically, like bolt gunning cows in the head, you're saying in principle that we shouldn't do that because it's a shame. Am I understanding?
It's I wouldn't say it's an absolute. It's very complicated. It is, you know, our lifestyle.
Surely, but
I don't,
you can
I don't know what to
maybe take
say.
yeah. Okay, no worries, man. So what I was gonna get at is I'm trying to understand what values you're considering when it comes to the animals that you would say it is probably not wholly right, probably wrong to kill, and it's probably a shame to kill these animals in a way that like results in them experiencing excessive pain. I think we're on the same page there, and so why I'm asking this is I want to be able to say to you, hey, I don't think it's okay for you to eat eggs, and I don't think it's okay for you to eat fish, but it's hard for me to say that unless I know what you value. And so, if it's the case that you're saying these individuals have some sort of inherent value and inherent and an experience in regards to this inherent value that they're attached to and that they want to continue their lives without being harmed, what is different about chickens and their eggs or fish and their bodies that makes it so that you think it's probably okay to eat them, but probably not okay to bulk on a cow in the head? Like, what's the difference between a cow, a chicken, and a fish?
Well, well, a fish. We fish. Sorry, that was a dumb sentence.
A fish,
I
we
don't know.
fish,
It
fish.
seems like
Yeah,
what?
that's what you said. A fish, we fish, fish. That was the sentence.
Sorry,
You're okay.
I'm at a loss for words.
Oh, okay. Hey, would you like to continue this conversation?